Ambassador Kim Tae walked slowly into the massive meeting room. The walls were made of strange metal that glowed with a soft blue light. He had never seen anything like this before. Behind him walked Dr. Parkman and Captain Lee Dow. All three humans looked very small compared to the huge space around them. 12 different alien creatures sat in a half-circle in front of them. Each alien looked completely different from the others. Some were tall and thin like walking trees. Others looked like giant crystals that sparkled when they moved. One looked like a huge snake with 6 arms. Another seemed to be made entirely of glowing gas that floated in the air. Kim Tae tried not to show how nervous he felt. He had been Earth's best diplomat for 20 years, but nothing had prepared him for this moment. These aliens called themselves the Galactic Council, and they ruled over hundreds of worlds across the galaxy. The largest alien, which looked like a mountain of living crystal, spoke first. Its voice was so deep it made the floor shake. Human Kim Tae of the planet Earth, we have called you here for one final discussion. Kim Tae bowed slightly, the way he had been taught. Thank you for meeting with us, honored council members. Do not thank us yet, said another alien that looked like a giant jellyfish floating in a tank of water. We are not happy with your people. Dr. Parkman stepped forward a little bit. She was Earth's smartest scientist when it came to studying aliens. She had spent years learning about the different species in the galaxy. What seems to be the problem? She asked in a calm voice. The snake-like alien moved closer. Its 6 arms gestured wildly as it spoke. Your planet refuses to follow Galactic Mining Law No. 7749. This law has existed for over 2,000 years. Captain Lee Dow, who had been quiet until now, crossed his arms. He was a soldier, not a diplomat, but Earth had sent him because they knew this meeting might not go well. We have explained before that we cannot give away 80% of our minerals. Our people need them to survive. The crystal alien made a sound like rocks grinding together. Kim Tae realized this was probably laughter, but it was not friendly laughter. Survive? Your species is barely 100 years old in space. You have visited only 3 star systems. You are like children playing with toys. Children must learn to obey their parents. Added an alien that looked like a walking tree with glowing fruit hanging from its branches. The Council has ruled this galaxy for 10,000 years. We know what is best. Dr. Parkman kept her face calm, but inside she was taking notes about everything she saw and heard. She noticed which aliens seemed to agree with each other, and which ones looked annoyed when others spoke. These small details might be very important later. We understand that the Council has great experience. Kim Tae said carefully, but Earth is a sovereign world. We should have the right to make our own choices about our resources. The floating jellyfish alien made bubbling sounds that might have been angry words. Sovereign? You think your tiny world is sovereign? You have 12 small ships and weapons that use chemical explosives. My people had better technology 3,000 years ago. Your fastest ship, said the crystal alien, takes 6 months to travel between star systems. Our slowest cargo ships make the same journey in 6 hours. You are not sovereign. You are primitive. Kim Tae felt his face getting red, but he forced himself to stay calm. Getting angry would not help Earth now. Perhaps our technology is different from yours, but that does not mean we should be slaves. Not slaves, corrected the tree-like alien. Students, children who need guidance. You will give us 80% of your rare earth minerals. In return, we will protect you and teach you slowly how to join galactic civilization properly. Captain Lee Dow took a step forward. Kim Tae could see that the soldier was getting angry. And if we refuse? The crystal alien grew brighter, and the room became very warm. Then you will learn why no species has ever refused the Council twice. A new alien spoke for the first time. This one looked like a giant spider made of metal. Our fleet is already moving to surround your solar system. 300 ships with weapons that could turn your sun into ice. They will create a blockade. Nothing will come in or go out of your system. Your people will have no trade, no communication with other worlds. Added the snake alien. You will be completely alone until you agree to obey. Dr. Parkman asked quietly, and if we still refuse? The jellyfish alien's tank glowed red. Then we will demonstrate what happens to species that defy galactic law. Your cities will burn from space. Your people will understand that the Council's patience has limits. The room became very quiet. Kim Tae looked at his two companions. Dr. Parkman nodded slightly. Captain Lee Dow's hand moved to where his weapon would normally be. But of course he had no weapons here. How long do we have to decide? Kim Tae asked. 72 of your Earth hours. The crystal alien rumbled. Not 1 minute more. As the three humans turned to leave, none of the aliens noticed a small smile that crossed Dr. Parkman's face. She had learned everything she needed to know. On the Council's main military station, Intelligence Director Vextar sat in his office reviewing files about Earth. He was a tall alien with gray skin and 4 eyes that could see in many different colors. Around him, holographic screens showed information about human technology, their ships, and their weapons. Look at this, Vextar said to his assistant, a small blue creature named Kilmore. The humans still use chemical rockets to power their ships. Chemical rockets. My grandfather's people stopped using those 5,000 years ago. Kilmore looked at the data with his single large eye. Their weapons are even worse, Director. They fire small pieces of metal using explosions. No energy beams, no plasma cannons, nothing advanced at all. In another room, Military Coordinator Threlanias was meeting with fleet commanders from all 12 Council species. Threlanias looked like a giant insect with silver wings that never stopped moving. He pointed at a large map showing Earth's solar system. This will be the easiest blockade in Council history. Threlanias buzzed with confidence. The humans have exactly 12 ships capable of traveling between planets. 12. I have more ships in my personal escort fleet. Commander Yoltek, who looked like a walking crystal statue, raised one arm. What about their defensive systems? Surely they have planetary shields or orbital defense platforms. Threlanias made a clicking sound that was his species' way of laughing. They have nothing. No shields, no defense satellites, no weapon platforms in space. Their most powerful weapons are attached to the ground and can only shoot at targets they can see with their eyes. Primitive beyond belief, agreed another commander who resembled a floating blob of green liquid. My science team says their computers are so slow that our basic calculators work faster. What none of these aliens knew was that Dr. Parkman had been much more than just a scientist studying their cultures. For 15 years, she had been Earth's most successful spy. While the Council thought she was learning about alien art and music, she had been mapping every weakness in their civilization. On Earth, in a secret military base hidden deep under the mountains near Seoul, General Cho-won was reading Dr. Parkman's real reports. Unlike the fake reports she had given Earth's public government, these files contained detailed information about every Council species. Fascinating, General Cho said to his staff. The crystal beings get all their power from 3 solar collectors on their home planet. The jellyfish aliens cannot survive if their water temperature changes by more than 2 degrees. The tree people depend completely on a single type of fungus that grows only on their world. Major Han Sol, one of Earth's best computer specialists, looked up from her workstation. Sir, Dr. Park also discovered that the Council species do not really trust each other. The crystal beings think the tree people are trying to steal their territory. The snake aliens believe the jellyfish want to control all the water worlds. Even better, General Cho smiled. It was not a kind smile. Colonel Nam Ki, what is the status of our deep cover operatives? Colonel Nam Ki was in charge of Earth's most secret program. For 20 years, Earth had been sending people to live among the alien populations. The Council thought these humans were simple traders, students, and tourists. They had no idea these people were actually highly trained intelligence agents. All 96 operatives are in position, General, Nam Ki reported. They have jobs in alien governments, military bases, power plants, and communication centers. The aliens trust them completely. And our special technology? Asked General Cho. Major Oda, who looked like an ordinary computer technician, grinned. Ready, sir. The Council thinks we are primitive because we let them see only our oldest, simplest technology. They have no idea what we have really been building. For 50 years, While other species had focused on making faster ships and prettier cities, humans have been secretly developing the most advanced weapons and spy technology in the galaxy. They had learned from every war they had ever fought on Earth. They understood that the best way to win a fight was to make sure your enemy never saw it coming. The quantum virus programs are ready. Oda continued, "We can shut down any alien computer system in seconds. The molecular bombs are in place near critical infrastructure on all 12 Council worlds. The psychological warfare algorithms have been tested and proven effective." General Cho walked to a window that looked out over the hidden base. Thousands of soldiers and technicians worked at stations that no alien had ever seen. Earth's real military was not the 12 slow ships the Council knew about. Earth had 300 advanced warships hidden in asteroid fields and behind planets. "Sir," said Communications Specialist Yunsu, "we are receiving the Council's ultimatum now. They are demanding our surrender in 72 hours. General Cho nodded. "Perfect timing. Send the activation code to all operatives. Operation Silent Thunder begins now." "What about the Council's blockade fleet?" asked Major Han Sol. "Let them come," General Cho replied. "They think they are surrounding weak prey. They have no idea they are walking into a trap that we have been preparing for decades." In space, 300 Council warships moved toward Earth's solar system. Their commanders were laughing and joking about how easy this mission would be. None of them suspected that they were about to face the most dangerous species in the galaxy. On the Crystal Aliens' homeworld, Merchant Yun-Su was closing his small shop for the day. For 3 years, he had sold simple Earth crafts to the Crystal beings. They thought his wooden sculptures and metal jewelry were amusing examples of primitive art. The aliens had no idea that Yun-Su was actually one of Earth's most skilled computer experts. "Have a pleasant evening, friend Yun-Su," said his crystal neighbor, Veltar. "Your little trinkets always make me smile." "Thank you, Veltar," Yun-Su replied with a friendly wave. "See you tomorrow." But there would be no tomorrow for normal business. As soon as Veltar disappeared around the corner, Yun-Su pulled out what looked like a simple Earth calculator. He pressed a sequence of buttons, and immediately every computer system on the crystal planet began to fail. The quantum virus that Yun-Su released was unlike anything the galaxy had ever seen. It spread to the crystal beings' networks in seconds, corrupting their banking systems, shutting down their power grids, and erasing important government files. Within minutes, the entire planet was in chaos. On the other side of the galaxy, anthropologist Jiang Yu was swimming in the deep oceans of Aquanis, the water world where the jellyfish aliens lived. The jellyfish thought he was studying their ancient history. They enjoyed showing him their underwater cities and explaining their culture. What they did not know was that Jiang Yu had been mapping every communication cable and power line on the ocean floor. His diving equipment looked primitive to the aliens, but it contained molecular charges smaller than grains of sand. At exactly the same moment that Yun-Su activated his virus, Jiang Yu triggered his charges. Deep underwater, invisible explosions cut through the cables that connected all the jellyfish cities. Their military command centers could no longer talk to each other. Their government buildings lost all power. In the darkness of their ruined cities, the jellyfish aliens began to panic. Cultural attaché Limbo had spent 2 years on the Council's main military station. The aliens thought she was writing a book about galactic cooperation. She attended their meetings, interviewed their leaders, and asked many questions about their history. The aliens were happy to tell her everything because they thought humans were too primitive to be dangerous. But Limbo had been doing much more than writing. She had learned about old fights between the different alien species. The crystal beings still remembered a trade war with the tree people from 1,000 years ago. The snake aliens believed the jellyfish were secretly building more warships than they were supposed to have. Now Limbo activated her own program. False messages began appearing on the Council's communication systems. The tree people received a message that looked like it came from the crystal beings, claiming they were planning to attack tree worlds. The snake aliens got a fake report saying the jellyfish were moving their fleets into snake territory. Within hours, the alien species were accusing each other of treachery. Instead of working together against Earth, they began pulling their ships away from the blockade to defend their own worlds. Meanwhile, in Earth's solar system, Captain Li Dao stood on the bridge of his patrol ship, the Soul Wind. To the Council's blockade fleet, it looked like just another primitive human vessel with slow engines and weak weapons. "Sir," said his weapons officer Lieutenant Park Jun, "the alien fleet is in position around our system. They are demanding that all Earth ships surrender." Captain Li smiled. "Send them our reply. Tell them we will consider their demand." "Sir, should we really surrender?" asked a young ensign who was new to the ship. "Watch and learn," Captain Li replied. He pressed a button on his command chair that had been hidden under a fake panel. "All ships," this is Li Dao, "execute Operation Silent Thunder. Reveal our true nature." Across the solar system, 50 human ships that had looked old and weak suddenly transformed. Advanced cloaking systems activated, making them invisible to alien sensors. Hidden weapon ports opened, revealing energy cannons and missile launchers that were more advanced than anything the Council had ever seen. The Soul Wind's engines, which had been producing fake chemical exhaust, now showed their true power. The ship accelerated faster than any Council vessel could match. Its weapons, hidden inside what looked like cargo containers, emerged and locked onto the nearest alien blockade ship. "Fire," ordered Captain Li. The alien ship exploded in a ball of brilliant light. The other Council ships tried to respond, but they could not see their targets. The human ships attacked and then disappeared, striking from all directions at once. "How is this possible?" screamed the Council fleet commander over the radio. These ships were primitive yesterday. On his hidden base beneath Seoul, General Cho won watch reports coming in from across the galaxy. His operatives were destroying alien infrastructure on 12 different worlds. The Council's military coordination was falling apart as their species turned against each other. "Sir," reported Major Han Sol, "the Council fleet is breaking formation. Half their ships are receiving orders to return home to defend their planets." "And our casualties?" asked General Cho. "Zero, sir. The aliens never saw us coming." General Cho nodded with satisfaction. The Council had made the mistake of judging Earth by their oldest, weakest technology. Now they would learn what humans were really capable of when they stopped pretending to be harmless. The emergency meeting of the Galactic Council was unlike anything in their 10,000-year history. Instead of the grand chamber they usually used, they met in a small, dark room deep inside their military station. Half of the Council members appeared only as holograms because their worlds were in chaos and they could not leave. Intelligence Director Vextar looked terrible. His gray skin had turned almost white, and his 4 eyes were red from lack of sleep. "The humans have destroyed 60% of our communication networks," he reported in a shaking voice. "Our fleets cannot coordinate with each other." The crystal being who led the Council was dim and flickering. "How many of our ships have returned to defend their home worlds?" Military Coordinator Threlin Ias's silver wings moved very slowly. 230 ships, Council Leader. We have only 70 ships left in the blockade around Earth. 70 ships should still be enough to destroy their primitive world. Buzz, a tree alien, but even he did not sound confident. "That is the problem," said Vextar. "They are not primitive. They never were primitive. Everything we thought we knew about humans was wrong." A new voice joined the meeting. Dr. Park Min's face appeared on the main screen. She looked calm and professional, wearing a neat Earth military uniform instead of the simple clothes she had worn during her years as a supposed scientist. "Greetings, Council members," she said politely. "I believe you wanted to speak with us about renegotiating our agreement." The jellyfish alien's water tank glowed angry red. You lied to us. You pretended to be primitive. "We prefer to call it strategic misdirection," replied Dr. Parkman. "While you were building faster ships and prettier cities, we were perfecting the art of warfare." General Cho One stepped into view next to Dr. Parkman. "Your species made a critical error. You assumed that being new to space travel meant we were weak. You never considered that we might be new to space because we were busy preparing for exactly this moment." Behind them, the Council could see other humans working at advanced computer stations. These did not look like the simple machines the aliens had seen before. These were clearly the most advanced systems in the galaxy. "Show them," General Cho said to someone off-screen. The display changed to show star maps of all 12 Council worlds. Each map was covered with red dots marking the locations where human agents had struck. Power plants, communication centers, military bases, government buildings, all had been hit with surgical precision. Every red dot represents a facility that we have studied, mapped, and neutralized. Explained Dr. Parkman, your merchant Yun Su, your anthropologist Jang Yu, your cultural attaché Limbo. They were all intelligence operatives, as were 93 others living among your populations. Analyst Kong so appeared on screen holding a thick data pad. We have complete psychological profiles of every council species. We know what frightens you, what angers you, and what makes you distrust each other. The messages that started fights between your species, added communication specialist Beho, those were all sent by us. We simply told each of you things about the others that you were already afraid might be true. The Crystal Council leader's light grew even dimmer. You studied us. For how long? 23 years, answered Dr. Parkman. Since the day we first detected your signals from space, we have been preparing for this contact. Every cultural exchange, every trade mission, every diplomatic meeting was an intelligence-gathering operation. Vexstar's voice was barely a whisper. The primitive technology we saw was real, said General Cho. But it was our oldest technology. We showed you chemical rockets while we built quantum drives. We demonstrated metal bullets while we developed molecular weapons. We let you see what we wanted you to see. Technician Namki stepped forward with a holographic display showing Earth's solar system, but now it revealed the true scope of human military power. Hundreds of ships emerged from hiding places behind asteroids and moons. Weapon platforms that had been invisible suddenly became visible. You thought you were blockading a primitive world with 12 weak ships, Namki explained. In reality, you brought 70 ships to fight against 300 advanced warships and 50 orbital defense platforms. The snake alien coiled in terror. Why? Why did you let us think you were weak? Because weak enemies are ignored, replied Dr. Parkman. Strong enemies are destroyed before they become dangerous. We needed time to learn about you, to understand your weaknesses, to place our people among you. You could have revealed your true strength from the beginning, said the tree alien. Why the deception? General Cho's smile was cold. Would you have treated us as equals if you knew we were more advanced than you? Or would you have tried to destroy us immediately? The council members looked at each other with new understanding. They had made the same mistake that countless civilizations before them had made. They had underestimated humans. What happens now? Asked the council leader quietly. Now we negotiate as equals, answered Dr. Parkman. Earth is willing to discuss trade and cooperation, but never again will we accept ultimatums or threats. The council sat in stunned silence, finally understanding that they were no longer the most powerful force in the galaxy. 3 weeks later, Ambassador Kim Tae walked into the same council chamber where this had all begun. But everything was different now. The aliens no longer sat in their intimidating half-circle. Instead, they had arranged the chairs in a complete circle with empty seats waiting for the human delegation. Behind Kim Tae walked General Cho Won, Dr. Parkman, Admiral Song Yu, and Strategic Advisor Moon Ki. They wore crisp Earth uniforms and carried themselves with quiet confidence. The aliens watched them with a mixture of fear and respect that had not been there before. Welcome back, Ambassador Kim Tae, said the Crystal Council leader. His voice was much quieter than before, and his glow was dim. Please take your seats. Kim Tae sat down across from the crystal being. Thank you, Council leader. I believe we have much to discuss. The jellyfish alien's water tank had turned a nervous blue color. Before we begin, we must ask, what are your terms for ending this conflict? Admiral Song Yu, a stern woman with gray hair, leaned forward. First, Earth demands recognition as a sovereign world with equal rights in all galactic affairs. No more ultimatums, no more demands for tribute. Second, added Strategic Advisor Moon Ki, all council fleets will withdraw from Earth's solar system immediately. Any future military actions against human worlds will be considered acts of war. The snake alien 6 arms trembled as it spoke. And in return, you will not destroy our remaining infrastructure? General Cho Won nodded slowly. Earth has no interest in conquest. We want trade, cooperation, and mutual respect. But we will defend ourselves with extreme force if threatened again. Dr. Parkman activated a small device that projected a hologram in the center of a circle. It showed detailed maps of every council world, with human agents marked in green dots. As a gesture of good faith, we are withdrawing most of our deep cover operatives. However, some will remain as cultural attaches and trade representatives. Spies, you mean, said the tree alien bitterly. Everyone spies on everyone, replied Dr. Parkman calmly. The difference is that we are very good at it, and now you know we are there. This makes future relationships more honest. Intelligence Director Vextar, who looked like he had aged 10 years and 3 weeks, asked a question that had been haunting him. How did we misunderstand your nature so completely? Moon Key smiled. You made the same mistake that many civilizations make. You confused new arrival with weakness. You thought that because we were the newest species to reach the stars, we must be the least advanced. But Earth is only one planet, protested the crystal being. We control hundreds of worlds across dozens of star systems. Numbers are not everything, said Admiral Song-Yu. Earth has spent its entire history fighting wars. We have had thousands of conflicts with ourselves, and each one taught us something new about strategy, tactics, and survival. General Cho once stood and walked to the holographic display. With a gesture, he changed it to show Earth's true military capabilities. Massive shipyards hidden in asteroid belts, weapon testing facilities on remote moons, training bases that could produce 1 million soldiers in a year. While you were building a peaceful galactic civilization, General Cho explained, we were building the most efficient war machine in the galaxy. Not because we wanted to conquer anyone, but because we learned long ago that the best way to keep peace is to be prepared for war. The mechanical spider alien spoke for the first time since the crisis began. You could have destroyed us all. Why did you hold back? Because we do not want enemies, answered Kim Tae. We want partners. Earth believes that a galaxy of friends and allies is stronger than a galaxy of conquered worlds. Dr. Parkman changed the hologram again to show trade routes and resource exchanges. Earth has many things to offer. Our medical knowledge, our military technology, our agricultural techniques. In return, we want access to your faster-than-light travel, your energy systems, your knowledge of other species. This is not conquest, added Moon Key. This is the beginning of true galactic cooperation. The council members looked at each other uncertainly. The jellyfish alien was the first to speak. How do we know you will not use this partnership to eventually dominate us all? Because domination is inefficient, replied General Cho. Happy partners work better than frightened slaves. Willing allies fight harder than forced conscripts. Earth learned this lesson through many centuries of trial and error. Admiral Song-Yu activated her own display, showing Earth's defensive positions. However, let us be completely clear about one thing. Earth will never again accept threats or ultimatums from anyone. We have proven that we can defend ourselves. Do not make us prove it again. The Crystal Council leader dimmed further as he considered the new reality. The galaxy has changed forever. For 10,000 years, the Council has been the ultimate authority. Now we must learn to share power with a species that might be more dangerous than all of us combined. Not dangerous, corrected Kim Tae gently. Careful, there is a difference. As the meeting ended and treaties were signed, the council members realized they had witnessed something unprecedented. Humanity had not destroyed their civilization when they could have. Instead, they had forced the galaxy to accept them as equals through perfect strategy and overwhelming demonstration of power. The age of human space exploration had truly begun.